Okay, you can start now, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what were you going to say about the sugar, John?
We were in a working camp in a place called WWII,
Uh-huh.
where they produce sugar.
Right.
We were told when we started work there that if we stole any sugar, we would be shot for sabotage against German people.
Right.
And lo and behold, we got our brains together and we managed to pick sugar every day, even though they searched us. They couldn't find it because we'd got it placed down in between our legs in special little bags we'd made.
Uh-huh.
And upstairs in the house, where there were 20 or 30 boys sleeping, there was a chap in the engineers. He managed to cut out part of the ceiling so that we could get into the attic and store the sugar. Well, he did such a wonderful job that the Jerrys never even saw that. One day, one Saturday afternoon, we were outside of the camp at a stream doing our washing, and there was one hell of a crash. The damn ceiling fell in. We had about 2 tons of sugar up there. Oh boy, were we in trouble.
So what happened then?
They were going to court-martial us, but in the end they sent us off to another stone quarry, which was a punishment camp. And boy, we had to work hard there.
What did you have to do there then?
Lifting heavy stones and putting them into ovens to be cooked for lime or whatever it was.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we had some fun that day.
And what can you remember? Any other memories that just? Is there anything else that really sticks out from the experience of being there? I know it's.
Oh yes, we were a place called Jägendorf, working there in a quarry in this was about 1943.
Yeah.
We went on strike there because they were giving us rotten potatoes to eat, and we refused to work.
Uh-huh.
So from there, they put us on the train and shifted us back to a place called Jägendorf, and then from there back to Lambersdorf, and then we were sent out again. And I'm damned if I can remember the name of the place, but we were cutting down trees. That was a lovely job. It was in the summer.
Uh-huh.
But there we are. That was all part of the game.
Yeah, and would you explain how you actually got into the prisoner of war camp for people who were listening? Can you explain what happened? Because obviously you were at Dunkirk.
What happened when I was taken prisoner?
Yeah, how it all happened, how he became, because I know the.
I was wounded.
Yeah.
About 5 kilometres from Dunkirk, directing troops to the shore and trying to keep the French civvies away. I got wounded there in the ankle. I picked myself up and carried on, and all of a sudden I collapsed with loss of blood. Then a couple of Tommies picked me up, put me into an ambulance.
Yeah.
And it started to move, and all of a sudden we were shot at by machine guns from the Jerrys. And I had another chunker bullet hit me in the right leg above the knee. And the medic in the vehicle was wounded. The driver was shot dead. And the other 2 boys, they both got bullets in them. And we finished up in Centre-Mare Hospital.
Yeah.
And that's where our days of being a POW really started.
Yeah. And didn't a German doctor save your leg, is that right?
When we got to Centre-Mare Hospital, a French doctor came round first, and he looked at my leg and he just muttered the one word, amputee.
Right.
Then the German doctor came round, and I said, no way of anybody taking my leg off or I'd kill myself. And this German doctor operated on me personally. And he told me, as I got older, I'd get a hell of a lot of pain, and that's perfectly true.
Is it? So
I've got no end of pain now. I
have you?
Come out with a walking stick. But I still eye up the nice young girls. That keeps me
Yeah. So just to finish it off, can you tell a little story about when you were they shouted "Heil Hitler" at all the prisoners of war, and what was your reply?
But,
When the Germans shouted "Heil Hitler" at you all when you were taken prisoner, what was your reply?
oh dear. So when we was taken prisoner?
Yeah, you said originally that the Germans said like was shouting "Heil Hitler" and you all replied, but it wasn't the reply they were expecting.
That was when we were in Strasbourg.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, when we were going all the way to the station, and we were told to stick our hand up and shout "Heil Hitler" when the general came by. We did the opposite. It was Heil Churchill.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
And at the end of it, after all of the time of being prisoner, you went on you were like, how did that, the march at the end, that was horrific by the sounds of it.
What was called the death march, that was a swine.
Yeah.
That was a real swine.
Uh-huh.
I mean, boys used to go down in the snow, fall asleep, and never get up.
Hmm.
The cemetery of Prague, there holds God knows how many hundred boys.
Mm-hmm.
They were all collected together in the end, all around that area, and put in the Commonwealth grave there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you got back to London, you discovered some really sad news, didn't you?
Huh?
You found some really sad news when you got back to London about your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you just want to quickly say that and then we'll finish up?
That's life.
Yeah. Well, I'm just because people won't know what happened, but your mum was a nurse, wasn't she, in London?
She was a nurse,
yeah. Yeah, and she was killed in the Blitz.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you didn't find out until you returned home.
There we are.
Okay then, thanks John, that's great.
Yeah.
Right, hang on, I'll just stop it. I'll just stop it.